How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Garrett, for those of you who are new here. I'm just going to jump right into it. Today we are unboxing the Coros Pace 2 GPS sports watch. Coros is a brand that I have just been recently introduced to, and I know a lot of my friends use Garmin. I've seen Suntos out on the market. My dad used to use Polar, and I have been using an Apple Watch Series 6 actually for the last few months. I got it recently after it came out. I had the Series 3 Nike edition before that. I've been very pleased with it. Really no complaints. I was impressed with the battery life, but I really had not dove into the other sports watch spaces because I'm primarily a runner. From what I understand, Coros is a relatively new company as it is. I believe they started in 2015 making helmets, and in 2018 they released their first watch. I believe that was the Apex. It may have been the original Pace model, but the Coros Pace 2 boasts an impressive amount of stats. Some of them are listed here on the back. I'm going to read these off really quick before we jump into what's inside the box and show you what this looks like. We've got a super lightweight watch. They claim that it's their lightest watch ever, weighing in at just 29 grams when it's paired with the nylon band. They boast that this happens with the nylon band. I do not have that, but I have seen reviews of that, and people are quite pleased with that. I just didn't want to deal with the Velcro. I just like that more secure fit, knowing that I have it strapped to my wrist. That's just me, that's personal preference. I don't mind. Training platform. It says easy and free access to training plans created by Coros pro athletes and their professional coaches. I'm interested to see how that plays out. It has an optical heart rate sensor. It has a barometric altimeter. It pairs with external sensors. So if you have ANT Plus or even Bluetooth accessories like a chest strap, or obviously this synergizes with their helmets that they've created for cycling. And it introduces something that I believe is on their higher end models, but this is their track running feature. And we'll have to dive into this in a different video, but it's a first of its kind algorithm that is built for the most accurate data on the track. Select your lane on a standard 400-meter outdoor track and let the watch do the rest. That will be very cool because I do enjoy doing track workouts, and it's always hard for those of you who track your workouts on a track, and then you look at your GPS data later. Perhaps you upload it to Strava or something like that, and it's all wonky around. It looks like you're running around the infield, or that you took a quick shortcut around the apron, or you just swung way out into the parking lot and then you came back and completed your lap. I'm very interested to see how that plays out with this, claiming to be a much more accurate representation of what you did. So without further ado, we're going to switch camera angles and we're going to dive right into this box. So when you first receive your packaging, you're going to get it. I believe all of them come in this dark navy blue box here. This is it feels almost like a sticker on the top. It's got a shiny, smooth texture to it, and the rest of the box is this kind of matte finish. Sliding that away, we have another box inside here. This just says Coros on the top, all of the product information on the bottom, and this has kind of a raised texture to the sides. I believe this is just Coros's logo just pushed around the entirety of this cube. So let's slide this one off now. And we are inside. At the very top here, got a quick start guide that just shows how to get the watch started, paired with your phone, download the app, all of those good things. We're gonna set that to the side. Little pulley tab at the top. And there's a couple booklets and things of paperwork in here, but this is what we all came here for. We are greeted with their mantra, explore perfection. The watch actually comes all strapped together and nicely packaged and laced up. I wanted to see, when I received this in the mail today, how light it actually was, and I am shocked because in comparison, pull over this watch here, to the Apple Watch Series 6, this is made out of glass and aluminum. This is a reinforced polymer that also has a matte texture to it, but it is very, very lightweight. So for those long or even ultra days, you are going to forget this is on your wrist. The silicone band, I must say, is very flexible. It's got a little bit of give to it. I wonder how these little eyelets over time are going to hold up with repeated use, taking this on and off. The clasp is plastic, and this is rubber as well. And on the inside, I'm not sure if we can pick that up here, it has a almost like a little tongue that also feeds into one of these eyelets, which will be useful in making sure that this doesn't slide around, meaning that your watch or the strap could just kind of flop around, which could become annoying, especially on those longer days. Oh, we also can see their optical heart rate sensor here, charging port. I believe the contents of the box include a charging port cover, like a little rubber gasket that can go over that. Quick release 20mm straps. These can pop off really easily. So if you did want to buy that nylon band and really get the most out of their claimed 29 grams of weight, you can purchase that and slap that on this guy and you'd be good to go. So peeling this tab off, you can see this Corning glass screen. This is not a touch screen, and this is something that I'm actually looking forward to, because on the Apple Watch, when you are tracking, let's say, a run, since that's one of the most frequent things that I do, and you want to pause that activity, we'll actually just go into that really quick. So let's say I'm doing a run, and you can see the heart rate sensor starts up right away. You have to swipe over to the side and pause, or if you configure it in your settings, if you press the side button and the digital crown at the same time, you can begin or pause your workouts. And to end the workout, you do have to go over to that side screen and click end. Now with the Pace 2, I'm assuming that is going to be a very different story. It only has 2 buttons here. However, it does have the actions of 4. You have this singular button here, then you have a single press on the crown that you can do, as well as scrolling back and forth. So you have 4 different ways of navigating this device. Setting that to the side, we will get whatever else is in the box here. We got to have the charger, of course. That comes nicely packaged in here. We'll open this up, slide this out. Some extra paperwork there. I believe. Oh, these are the little gaskets here, and then your charging cable. This is, as I said before, my roommates use Garmin's, so theirs, from what I've seen, will clip onto the side of the watch, kind of like almost like a little mouth. They'll just clip on there, and that is how they charge when they're plugged in. This, on the other hand, just plugs straight in, and it looks like you can't go wrong in any direction of putting this in. It's almost like a USB-C connector where you can just put it in either way and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to try to line it up on a certain side or anything like that, and it just pops right in, and very solid. You're not gonna shake that loose. So we're gonna clean this up a little bit, and then we'll boot it up and see what's going on the watch itself. Continuing on to the first steps. When you get this watch, we press the power button on the side here. I guess it's not just the power button, but there's a little bit of haptic feedback here. The display in real life, not from behind the camera here, is actually very nicely readable. It shows up quite nicely on the camera, actually. I'm going to assume that that is not the enter. There we go. And then it prompts you to scan the QR code with the Coros app to connect your watch. So I'm going to get that set up and we will be right back. All right, so we are back, and the watch, as soon as it got powered on and connected to the phone from the QR code here, the app immediately prompted a firmware update. This took about 5 minutes to do the full update. And now this is the first screen that you are greeted with. It gives you all kinds of metrics here. So in a few weeks, once I really get to put this thing, I guess, through its paces, I will be doing a more in-depth comparison with this compared to the Apple Watch Series 6. This is a sports watch first, smartwatch second. This is a heavily a smartwatch first and sports watch second. Comparing a lot of the runs that I have done with this watch to a lot of other runs, or what my roommates have, they both use Garmin's. Actually, I believe all three of them use Garmin's, but the two who I primarily run with their data sets are much closer, and the Apple Watch continuously displays at least 0.2 of a mile farther in every run, despite the GPS tracking showing up relatively similar. This unboxing and just kind of a general overview of this, I hope that this was as informative to you as it has been for me, doing a lot of research into picking this watch specifically. This was getting compared in my book to the Garmin 745, or even which is a much more expensive watch than this. That's for, again, for multi-sport athletes. But this, I guess you could compare this more closely to the Garmin 245. That's their Forerunner edition from their Forerunner lineup. But just from what I've seen and how this feels, this is extremely light on my wrist compared to this. Just the body of the Apple Watch itself. Even the bands feel thicker. They're a little bit more stiff. However, strapping this to your wrist, this watch is so much easier to just throw on and take off compared to this watch, where you have to really be more intentional. You do get a very, very secure lockdown. Not to say I didn't have that on this watch here, but you do only have a limited number of sizing options with these holes here. With this one, you definitely get a lot more variety, and you can really size this how you please. So with all that being said, this has been a quick look into the Coros Pace 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed. That's it for this unboxing. Thank you for watching, and I am super excited to really take this thing out and test it and really see how much data I can gather from this device as I do my training. From everything that I've seen with Coros so far, what I've read about them, other reviewers, very, very impressive stuff. And it seems like this company's just getting started. So I'm very excited to see what this has in store. So stay tuned. In a few weeks, I'm going to be uploading a more in-depth review comparison, specifically of the GPS for running compared with the Coros Pace 2 and the Apple Watch Series 6. So stay tuned for that. Hit the like button if you liked what you saw here today. Comment down below if you have any questions about this watch that you'd like to see answered in that future video. And hit subscribe for more so you don't miss out on that upcoming video. Thanks so much, guys, and take care.